It's part 2 of what's new and exciting and brands to keep an eye on in 2019, and this time it is makeup, hair and fragrance. And the fact that my skin one was so long I can only apologise for, but there are some seriously exciting things happening in skin and in makeup as well. So let's start with the launch of Flower into the UK. Flower is Drew Barrymore's makeup line. It's available from Superdrug. Nothing is over £12.99. As far as I can see, everything I've tried has been absolutely brilliant, really well priced, really well executed, really well thought out, and I've got an interview with Drew coming up in a couple of weeks' time, as soon as the videographer gets back to me and I can edit it all down. I've talked about this before, in fact Joe and I have talked about this before. This is their Light Illusion foundation, and it's a little bit like Vita Lumiere, Aqua Lumiere from Chanel. It's just a really nice, medium to light coverage foundation in a wide range of colours, beautifully priced and beautifully packaged as well for the money, essentially. I guess it's going after the sort of L'Oreal Paris, slightly more expensive than Rimmel, but maybe Rimmel L'Oreal Paris market. And I just think what she's done, she's obviously very passionate about it, and what she's done is very interesting. I highly recommend that. I've used that on and off throughout the year. And the Light Illusion Concealer is essentially a dupe for Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. Really similar packaging. Now the two palettes that I mentioned in my year-end review with Joe, that somebody politely said, "Can you get a new camera? Your lighting's terrible." It was actually my lighting, not my new camera, but I do have a new camera. Are these two. There you go. That one is the Flower Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette, and I'll take pics of them anyway. And this is the Flower Contouring Palette, and what it's got in it is it's got a contouring shade, a pop shade and a highlighting shade, and this one has 3 cream soft focus shimmer. I mean, it's very grown up. Even though it's available from Superdrug and it's reasonably priced, they're really nicely grown up products. When I interviewed Drew, I asked her what lipstick she had on, and she had this one on, I believe. These are really clever. You get a lipstick at one end and you get the tonal gloss at the other, and it's quite a shimmery metallic gloss, but it gives your lips, instead of a sort of disco finish, it gives them sort of a 3D finish. They are really, really, really lovely packaging, reasonably priced. I've got 3 shades here. They're just, in fact I stole the 3 most wearable shades. Obviously it comes in shades of reds and berries and browns, but I showed the 3, I picked the 3 nudes up, which is typical of me. The Lash Warrior Mascara I'm a complete fan of, however it hasn't yet been launched in the UK, but it is coming. And it's what's really clever about it is it's got a slightly bended? What's really clever about it is it's got a slightly bent U-shaped brush to curve and sort of fit to your lashes. It is a flexible brush, but it's not that flexible, it's a rubber brush. But it's a combination of a lash comb and a lash brush. But it's pretty bava-boom and it really lasts. The other thing that I want to highlight are products that are coming. These are amazing. These are the Warrior Glitter Shadows, which Drew put on the back of my hand when we were filming. But they are full on. I tell you what they're like. They're very similar in feel and finish to the softer glitter eyeshadows from Stila. But they dry and they stay put through thick and thin, that darker browns. Again, I've stolen, because we have advanced samples in the UK, I've stolen the colours that I would wear, which is the sort of glittery goldy peach and the dark brown. It's basically a great range to look out for. It's reasonably priced, it's ageless. You know, you could buy it for a teenage daughter, you could buy it for your mother, you could buy it for yourself. They're great formulations and they are really nicely, carefully curated and edited colours that are just easy to wear. They're like Drew, they're basically the epitome of Drew, which is, it's got to be easy, it's got to be effortless, it's got to be minimum effort, maximum results, which is my theory as well. Thumbs up to Flower. Certainly the most interesting high street makeup brand to be launched first quarter 2019. However, Milk's coming and I'm super excited about that. I'm going to interview Zana, the founder, on this channel soon. However, if you want to look at an existing makeup range and think, whoa, What happened to you, honey? You sure had a cool makeover. Look no further than Clarence. See that? Clarence are doing the most interesting packaging, formulations. Their makeup is just really getting its act together. This is the Ready in a Flash eye palette, which is just, I love that they're relatively small, super fashionable colours, obviously browns, the bricks, the golds, relatively small because, you know, fashions come and go in eyeshadows. And why would you want something that's going to last for ages? This is just going to take you through a year of wearing those colours and then you're going to move on. But how clever is that? And the other thing, of all the collection that's coming out in spring, summer, I do like the Glow to Go sticks, which are, they come in 2 colourways. So what you end up with is a colour, a pop of blush on one end, and then the tonal highlighter on the other. So this one is a brick brown tan colour and the corresponding dark gold highlighter. And this one is a pop of pink on one end for that classic poppy cheek, and then a soft, almost lilac-y silvery shimmer. They are honestly so easy to wear and they are lovely formulations. I'm going to put them on the back of my hand so you can have a look. So here's the blush, which obviously you would blend, and the highlight. And then on this hand, a colour I would wear. You've got the darker, bricky, orangey, peachy, and then the soft gold shimmer. I think that's an easier one to wear. But then I've got dark eyes and sort of sallow skin, so I would wear that colour. They're really nice. I love whoever is working on Clarence makeup at the moment. Congratulations, you're doing a great job. Of all of the high street makeup, department store makeup companies, I think Clarence are doing the most interesting, sort of slightly disruptive things at the moment. However, I'm just going to put this away before I mess it up. Origins are also doing interesting things in makeup. Look at this. I just had to pick this out for you because I just think it's so pretty. I couldn't imagine using it. It would break my heart to use it, but obviously you do have to use it. I remember having trouble getting this out before. Have a look at this. This is so cute. Isn't that fabulous? Can you see that really clearly? That is the Blooming Petal tint. So it's eyes, lips, cheek. You can use it anywhere, but how lovely that it's been created into a perfect flower. And then they've got Blooming Bold, which I really like. The Blooming Bolds are the tinted lip balms. Now, bearing in mind Origins is primarily a skincare range, so when it goes into makeup, it always has a slight skincare edge to it, and these are really lovely. They are essentially tinted lip balms, and they are really gently tinted, so they're perfect for people like me who like low maintenance lips. Really, really lovely, beautiful packaging, beautiful formulations. Well done, Origins. Now, I'm going to talk about 2 fragrances and I'm going to finish on a hair care product. When I interviewed Jen Atkin from Way Hair, I said to her that I'd never, probably with the exception of Josh Wood, I'd never smelt a more sophisticated, beautiful hair care range, and she worked really hard on the packaging and the fragrances, and even though you only end up with a subtle amount left in your hair at the end of the day, every time you catch your hair or you smell it or you play with it, and I'm continually playing with my hair, you get that very slight hint of really good fragrance. Anyway, not surprisingly, Jen has launched Way fragrances. I don't have them all, but I do have North Bondi, which is obviously inspired by the fragrances around Bondi Beach in Australia. I mean, how chic. Look at the packaging. If you follow Jen on social media, I mean, her house is up for sale. The house she's done with Mike, she's done it over. I don't know, I mean, I presume they bought it just to flip it and do it up. If money was no object, I'd be filming this from that house, trust me. It's absolutely beautiful. Her taste in interiors is mine. It's all white and crickle windows and pools, and she's living the dream, that girl, basically. It's £46, which I think is really reasonable, and it has notes of Bergamot, apple blossom and raspberry on the top, with rose, jasmine and violet over sandalwood, patchouli and musk, which means that it starts out feeling quite fruity and quite citrusy, but that when it dries down it's actually quite va-va-voom and sexy, which I really like. Now, a company that you might not have thought of as creating the most niche chic fragrances, but they create great fragrances that appeal to most people, is Molten Brown. Anyway, Molten Brown has kind of pushed the boundaries this season. It's created Suede Orris, which is suede and iris, two of my favourite notes. And when you smell it, it's like a easier to wear high street equivalent of some seriously hardcore suede and iris notes. Now I'm going to link below to my favourite iris fragrances, and I love iris. It's powdery and it's dry and it's sophisticated and it's quite sexy, but it can be quite hard to get your head around. It's the bulb of the iris. And they make an iris butter out of it, and that makes it sound like it's creamy, but it's creamy and suedey and cool and green, and it's gorgeous. It's very lovely. It's a beautiful note. Combine that with suede, and what you end up with is a unisex nuzzle scent that is very sophisticated. It's sort of nuzzle me, oh, stay away, nuzzle me, stay away, nuzzle me, stay away. Oh, I love it. It's very nice. There's also a hair mist, if you decide you do want to refresh your hair, or you can spray it through your hair and then kind of give it a quick zhuzh or a re-blow dry like I do in the morning with the front and the sides, and it will get rid of the smells of the day from your hair, but it's really lovely. And finally, you know I'm obsessed with the blue shampoo and conditioner. What have I used over the last year? I have used L'Oreal Professional, I've used Redken, I've used Kerastars, well, Elvive, I've launched them. And I haven't tried these yet, but these are next on my hit list. I hate my hair to go warm, but when I tint my hair it has a tendency to go warm, or when I go away on holiday. I was away in Thailand recently and I was using the Redken one, and I used it so often my boyfriend said to me at one point, "Is your hair lilac?" Because I'd overused it, because I didn't realise it was going to be so powerful. They really only need to be used once a week, not every single day. And my hair literally did end up with slightly lilac streaks where it's been over-processed. You know it's from the same stable as Kerastars and Redken and L'Oreal Professional, so it's definitely going to be powerful but at a reasonable price. So it is the L'Oreal Elvive The Power of Purple Shampoo Conditioner. It will be keeping the warm orangey tones out of my hair if I only use it once a week, which is what I should do probably for at least the next 3 or 4 months now. That's what's new and exciting coming up and disruptive in terms of high street beauty, in terms of Superdrug beauty, in terms of it being quite budget, in terms of brands that are just doing exciting things. Like, I love the fact that Clarence and Origins are pushing the boundaries. New fragrances coming, new fragrance brands, old fragrance brands doing new things, interesting hair brands. One final thing, and this is so clever. This is the Shivata Day Long Brow Tint. And what's clever about this is it only works on hair. It doesn't work on skin. So what that means is you end up, I don't know if you can see this properly, I hope you can see that. That's a typical beauty blogger thing to do. It's a tiny little 3-pronged sort of hoe, little applicator that the active ingredient, the colour brow tint, comes out. And this is the thing, you know, most brow tints, they attach themselves to the skin as well as to the hair, don't they? And it's really annoying. This cannot attach itself to skin, it only attaches itself to hair. And I don't have anything in my brows, and I'm going to use it live to show you how it works. Now, this is the weird thing about it, is as you're using it, you feel like nothing is coming out because you don't get instant colour. Doesn't adhere at all to your skin. So if you don't have any hairs there, it won't work. But do you see how subtle that is? That's a colour called Dawn. perfect brow colour for people who are slightly frightened of brow colours, and I have it on good authority that it covers grey and white brows too, between your brow tints. Now here's my problem, is I don't have any hairs at the end of my eyebrows. That's microbladed, so it won't take it any darker, but it will give just enough tint to the hairs that I do have. It's subtle, but it really works. And bearing in mind this is a light colour, obviously you would want darker shades if you have darker brows. That's Dawn, by the way. I guess what I need to do is show you actually on a piece of blonde hair how it works. So it won't, look, nothing comes out on your hand. But there you go, look. See that? Comes out on the hair. Won't come out on your hand. That's clever, right? So it's given me just enough light brown definition for the tops of my brows. And there it is in action on my hair. Clever, right? Well done, Shivata. I like it. As far as I can tell, it's an utterly unique product, and that's what we like. These are all disruptive, interesting beauty brands, reworkings of existing brands, new brands, exciting products, all coming in the first quarter of 2019. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing. I'll put all the details down below. My interview with Drew will be coming in the next couple of weeks. See you soon.